For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heady Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome in everybody to the Halos in the Infield postgame show. I am your host, Todd Fox, on a Sunday, where the Angels get the W, and boy, oh boy, a place where they have not had much success because A, they haven't played there all that much, but B, Philadelphia is kind of a tough team to play. And Philadelphia, whether home or road, is always been a thorn in the Angels' side when they play them interleague or what have you. And Philly, for the Angels to take 2 out of 3. And if you look back at yesterday, if you may throw a lefty or two like Brock or Detmers in those situations versus, Harper or, a Schwarber, maybe the whole series is completely different. But in today's game, let's celebrate the current status of the Angels, winning 2 out of 3, and once again, for the 50th billionth time, getting within one game of 500 as they stay close in the wild card. They're 4 back now. Now the team that we're chasing that's right in front of us is now the Boston Red Sox and not the Seattle Mariners, as Seattle continues to win, and they're winning again today against Houston. They look to be sweeping Houston right now, as the division between those two at least is getting very, very highly contested. The Angels win 8-2. And if you've ever played baseball, which I can't say that the douchebags on the other network of a podcast have ever done, which is, again, only one. I'm not talking about the other podcasts like Talking Halos and other Halo affiliates like that. Those guys are great. And they have playing experience. But not Locked On. No, those guys have no idea how to throw a baseball. They probably throw it like this, or something like into that texture. But anyway, if you've ever been to the box versus sinker ball pitcher, and the sinker ball pitcher is actually on his, and he's throwing his sinker ball with great velocity plus the movement, it's very hard to hit. And they always say when you're up to bat, you're always guessing anyway, because a pitcher can come with either 1 to 4 different or even more different kind of pitches. And you're kind of guessing with either the way how the pitcher begins his windup or his, holding the ball. You want to see if he's tipping the pitches. Maybe it gives you a better chance to hit the ball. However, scouting reports can't determine how good the movement on a certain pitch is at a particular time of particular day. No StatCast nerd bullshit can predict any of that stuff, because if that were true, those idiots would be winning in Vegas, and they don't, because they've never played, and none of that stuff really works. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because when I played and I faced a few sinker ballers, if the sinker baller had basically a lot of movement, and you're trying to keep with your same approach or your same kind of swing, most of the time you're going to swing over it and you're going to hit a weak ground ball, or you're just going to miss completely. Now, if you're able to guess how much that sinker is dipping, maybe the second time through the batting order, or maybe even the third time through, and I would always hear my teammates say, David, he'd be like, hey, man, you seen it. Let's go hit it. He'd always say the same shit all the time. Like, you seen it already. Adjust, right? And if the sinker baller is throwing that same pitch and I know it's going to dip a good 4 to 5 inches, well, I'm lowering my swing 4 to 5 inches. And one time I guessed right on a sinker, and I put that shit over the fence. But it's very difficult. it's very difficult to make that kind of contact and to get that kind of success against a good sinker ball pitcher. The reason why I bring that up again, Jose Soriano. A lot of people have been killing this guy. A lot of Angel fans have been saying we should trade this guy. Hey, listen to Boston's offer. If they truly are going to give us Duran, why not package Soriano? Because he's part of the future. He's young, he's controllable, and if he's on, he's on. Now, does he have a problem with home and away splits? Abso-fucking-lutely. Has he been very, very inconsistent? Yes. But again, like I've told you during the season, on and off, I've been telling you, this guy can have some of the best stuff, if not the best stuff on this roster right now. He can outpitch Kikuchi, in my opinion. But what he's got to do is he's got to stay aggressive. Be aggressive. He's got to hit that zone. He's got to trust his stuff. But number one, for him to be a successful pitcher, if his sinker baller is not catching the corners, if it's not giving that movement, and the umpire's squeezing him because the umpires played a role in some of his pitching performances this year, the number one thing he needs to do to hit that next level, then you have a backup pitch. You make one of your secondary pitches your go-to pitch in that situation, and you ride it. And you ride that sucker to victory. You don't keep throwing the sinker ball, because if the sinker ball is ineffective, it will be hit. Now, when it's effective, much like Kwanowitz, who a lot of people hate, a lot of people don't like, a lot of people think he sucks, but if you look deep into how he pitches, he's not as good as Soriano right now. He's about a rung or two lower than him. But eventually, if Kwanowitz can find his stuff and find a good second and third pitch to rely on when that sinker's not there, these two pitchers, the sky's the limit. And especially for Soriano. I like Soriano's stuff a little bit better. But his sinker, when it is effective, 16 ground ball outs, you can't beat that. You just can't. And you don't even need an all-star defense behind you. You just need a regular defense. One of the runs he gave up was a ground ball that was just put in the right place. Otherwise, that's another out. So he pitched his ass off, and good for him. 7 solid innings, 6 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. They beat up Suarez, not our Suarez, but the other Suarez. And for all intents and purposes, yes, Schwarber and Harper had a good series along with Turner. But other than those 1 to 3 guys, they shut down the rest of the lineup, and that's why this team won. So you go through the lineup, what the Angels did today. 2 hits for Neto. Shauna will be okay. He just got a contusion on his hand. 3 hits for Lamont Wade Jr., which is incredible because when does he ever have 3 hits? But he got 3 hits today. Mike Trout contributed a hit, 2 RBIs, a sacrifice fly. Taylor Ward, look, I don't like the guy. But if you're contributing like he's contributing, I got nothing to say. I look stupid. And like I've said before, when a player that I don't like is out there doing stuff, like who maybe I want off the team or I think is useless to a team, but all of a sudden he finds his way and he produces, I'd rather be the one to say, like with Joe Adele, I didn't have the hate for Joe Adele, and I never did. I just felt bad that he couldn't get it going. So when other people like Angel's grandma and Joe were saying, hey man, this guy's going to turn around. He's going to have or Josh, he's going to have a great season. Watch out. Yeah, I want him to be good, but in the back of my head, I was skeptical. Now again, against a guy like Taylor Ward, I don't like the guy. I don't like his body language. I don't like the way he plays. But if he's contributing, then I rather have the egg on my face like with Joe Adele. I rather eat the crow and say, man, shove it down my throat. I rather just pause. I rather just be wrong in that statement that I would make about that set player, because in the end, it's helping my team win. So even if a guy like Squid were to come on this team and start hitting 300, well, I may have to get a Squid jersey, because he's contributing, he's helping the team, yada, yada, yada. So Ward had 4 more RBIs, 7 for the series, I think. Joe Adele went 0 for 5, but I will say this, 3 strikeouts for Joe Adele, right? If you watched his at-bats, none of his at-bats were cheap. Again, this is where I'm writing. I'm telling you, Joe Adele's locked in, because there's one at-bat he had that he was 0-2 right away. And old Joe Adele, it'd be a quick strike 3, done, right? No, not this Joe Adele. Joe Adele fought it off and saw 6 more pitches before then he was called out on a questionable strikeout. So, again, Joe Adele, although 0 for 5, you would want him to contribute. He didn't contribute at all today, but I felt that he made the pitcher pitch at least, and he saw a lot of pitches. So that's obviously I don't want him to go 0 for 5 tomorrow, but I will say he gets a mulligan today. Jorge Soler, 2 for 4. That's encouraging. Ohapi, 1 for 4, no strikeouts and a walk. That's encouraging. Renifo, same thing. 1 hit, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Encouraging. Newman had a hit, believe it or not, 1 for 5. That dude sucks. But again, good contributions through the lineup. Again, I read you Soriano's. Burt came in there with another scoreless inning. He's quietly lowered his ERA down to 3.43. Carson Fulmer had a clean inning as well. Scoring plays on this one. Neto singled to right in the second inning. Ohapi would score. Newman and would keep the bases loaded right there. It was 1-0. Then Trout walked with the bases loaded on a questionable call. Should have been strike 3, but it gave Ward a chance to come up there and unload the bases. Clutch hit right there. That was the dagger right there in the second inning. 5-run second inning, and it was 5-0. Then Marchand singled to center in the bottom of the second, 5-1. Then you had Trout hit a sacrifice fly, 6-1. Wade would homer deep upper deck, 7-1. Then Kemp would homer in a useless homer in the 6th. That was the only hard hit ball off of Soriano all day. And then Ward knocked in another run late in the game to make it 8-2. So 2 out of 3 against Philly. You take it every freaking day. Good game to win today. And not just a statement because, again, you have other teams in this division and that are playing hot for whatever reason. Texas has gotten hot. Seattle's gotten hot. Houston's cooled off. And now you're in a race with a bunch of teams for that wild card. So the only thing I could say right now is same thing Al Davis said, just win, baby. And then the same thing Pete Carroll said, go 1-0 today, start over tomorrow. That's all you can do. And there's no rhyme or reason if this team's going to buy or sell. If it were up to me, I'd say sell. But I'm not gonna commit to buying because, again, you don't have much capital. Are we going to run up the credit cards like we've done in other seasons and blow things? I don't think it's worth it. I think you stand pat or you trade your vets and you roll what you got and just hope that you can hang on. I know a lot of you want to see the postseason no more than I do. I want to celebrate a postseason with this Angel team. I want to clinch a wild card. I want to do all that. Believe me. But it's hard to because I don't want to mortgage the future. I rather try to get as good as we possibly can this year, finish as strong as we possibly can after trading some assets, trying to fill up the farm system, and then go hog wild in free agency. This is the year you have to go hog wild in free agency to shore up the starting pitching, to shore up the bullpen, and to get the bench fortified, and then see where the young kids are that we just drafted in the minors, see where Dana's at, and reevaluate everybody come next spring training. But I just think it would be foolish to go on a spending spree or trying to pick up a bunch of players this in the deadline. I really don't think that's smart. I don't think it's smart at all. I think you have to kind of just play it as you go into this stretch right here. Because again, we're right getting 3 games now into a crucial 10-game series or 10-game set. That's going to determine whether we're buyers or sellers. I just don't think you go overboard either way. You got a 3-game series now in New York, and then you got 4-game series in Texas, or at home against Seattle, I should say, then Texas. So it's pretty big either way. So with that being said, we won, baby. So now let's get into the Golden Stamos. Who gets the player of the game? So what you got now is the player of the game, and the player of the game, the John Stamos Award for perfection, because that's what Roger thinks of John Stamos with his man crush. Soriano, 7 innings pitched. You got right here 16 outs on 14 ground balls, 5 strikeouts, no outs in the air. That's per Jeff Fletcher and per Roberts, our guru from the pitching department here in the Heedy Network. Soriano pitched his ass off, and he deserves to be player of the game. Again, you get starts like this, you're going to win games. It's rare unless you're facing a pitcher that's doing the exact same thing to your team, that you're going to lose a game like that. So he pitched his ass off, got the win, and there you go. Now let's see who gets the not so player of the game, which is the Nacho Night.
For the worst performance of the night, congratulations. Played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
Ranger Suarez is a guy who has been pitching really good for the Philadelphia Phillies this year, one of their anchor pitchers from Venezuela. He had a 7-3 record coming into this game, his 7-4 record coming into this game with a 2.66 ERA. He was batted around a little bit by the Angels today. Again, 4 walks will kill you, but you gave up 6 runs, 8 hits, and only 4 1/3 innings pitched, 100 pitches thrown, 58 of which were for strikes. But I felt he was missing a lot on that changeup and curveball, and they weren't whiffing on the sliders, so you have to pinpoint the fastball, and then umpire strike zone was a little bit hazy at times. So, bad performance by him today, and it's pretty crazy. I mean, this could have been a sweep. Dan Rios texts me right now, should have been a sweep, and it's hard to believe they could have went into Philly against the first-place Philadelphia Phillies team, like Vasquez says, and they still win a series, but they could have swept them. So great performance by the Angels. I really like what they did in this series. Again, a very different team coming out of the break. Usually Angels struggle out the break. This is only 3 games out of the break, but still very, very nice to see the Angels put up a performance like they did the last 3 games. They were, again, questionable bullpen decisions, and this thing is a sweep, man. So I felt really good about these 3 games right now against the Phillies. With that being said, a couple more things I want to get to before we get into the comments. And if you haven't already, if you are on YouTube, we'd appreciate a subscribe. That really helps us out right there, or a like as well. And then also we have this coming up here pretty soon. It's a charity event. So I want to play this slide real quick about the Logan O'Hoppe thing. I'm telling you, I'm going to put it on social media. If you want to bowl with us, this is your chance. If not, it's going to go on social media, and it's going to fill up pretty quick. Hey, it's Todd Fox here from the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network, and if you want to give to a charitable cause and have a fun time doing it, well, then look no further than the Logan O'Hoppe 2nd Annual Bowling Tournament, and a tournament being a lot of people playing for a good cause, and it's the YMCA of Orange County to provide free memberships and after-school programs to local families facing financial challenges and to help keep kids off the streets. Now, to donate to this cause and participate in bowling with us, all you have to do is click the link below, and you can too sign up for our team, Halos in the Infield, and by using HITI in the Apply Now code, instead of tickets being $135 a piece, they are $115. Now, what does $115 get you besides donating to a charity? Will get you hours of fun playing bowling with us and trying to compete against the other podcasts and other Angel fans. Also, you get a free autograph from Logan O'Hoppe himself, being able to mingle with past and present Angel players. Plus, you get a free shirt from Halos in the Infield and a free hat. Good food will be there as well. It should be a fun family time. Come down and say hi if you're not going to participate. But if you can, to this wonderful charity, you can get on one of our 2 teams to try to compete and win the whole darn thing. So see you there Sunday, September 7th at the Fountain Valley Bowling Alley. Oh, there you go. There's a little commercial right there for the Halos in the Infield teams of bowling that we're going to be at Fountain Valley Bowling Alley to compete in the tournament and raise some nice money and charity for the Logan Hoppy charity for kids in the community of Anaheim. So it's gonna be fun. Hopefully you guys will be out there, guys and gals. I'm gonna post that tomorrow to social medias and stuff like that. So hopefully that works out. Demetrio says plus shipping. There's no shipping with that. Also, Vasquez says, can I get a shout out to Frank the Tank Vasquez? Yes, you can. Shout out Frank the Tank. Keep going, baby. Let's keep these Angels in it to win it. Hopefully we can stay relevant to the to the end here, and we'll see what happens, man. This team's a fighter. No matter what you want to say about this team has a lot of fight in them, and I love it. And they got to keep it going. Says, hoping Soriano can stay consistent, 2 runs, but got them to ground out mostly. Yeah, again, like I brought it up, 14 out of 16 of outs were via ground balls, 2 double plays, no fly ball outs. So, yeah, your sinker's moving like that against major league hitters, dude. It's very hard to hit. Again, I've been in the box versus several sinker ball pitchers, and you got to guess right. You really got to guess right on the movement. You just got to hope that those sinkers are sinking down, because a lot of them go east to west as well. And if they go east to west, then, yeah, you might, guess the trajectory, but you might not hit it the way you want to hit it. So Extra says, Fermin sold it. Could have been a sweep right there. Still won the series, so he's happy about that. Let's get over here to Dead. He says, is the video of Gavin and his dad real or AI? It's hilarious. It's actually real. It's very real. That was told to me by Eric Ward. He's like, hey, man, you got to clip this. And I clipped it. So
what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut? You guys are crazy. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back. What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Don't get it twisted. You've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, man, it feels great. Oh, yummy. Oh, how about a yummy? Oh, magic. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Tasting nut. Guys.
Right in the middle of his climax. Baldwin says, light that baby up. Mateo says, it's Spritz o'clock. Wait, where is it? There it is.
Yeah! I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying?
Also, you got Stuka's baby Boo Bear's mama says, yes, we won. Also, Mateo wants to chime in with he's fat, which is this soundbite.
This fat son of a bitch is going to drown us all out. Just calm down, okay? All right? He's fat.
Boo Bear's mama says another series win, and they showed up. She's very psyched up about winning, and Stuka's over Disneyland. Baldwin says series, and a more series running up my butt right now. Our boy, what is it? Grillmaster is going to love that soundbite request.
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and
Running up my butt right now?
you get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos
Choked on me.
He was so great.
Jimmy Cricket's doing that victory dance. Mateo says, Ranger Suarez was bad today. Former credential Patanist here. This is a big old nut. Hey, the win was worth it today, right? It was really worth
What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
And me love you long time.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny, and me love you long time.
BSK says Lamont Wade Jr. 3 for 4 with a home run. Q Lombardi. Well, I had a bunch. I would have to say a lot of you guys have we've exchanged numbers or have social media, and man, was my phone lighting up when he got that third hit and it was the home run. Everybody was like, Q Lombardi. I love it. See Lamont Wade Jr., Q Lombardi. Wait, we won. Joshua says, oh, wait, what? Oh, what happened? Yeah, what happened indeed, Philly?
Oh, no. What happened? Oh, no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh,
no. Baldwin says, I got you, Matt. Todd doesn't read your comments. Hey, that's messed up, Baldwin. Jared says, hey, we turned them into Philly cheesesteaks. Says Lamont Homer was unexpected surprise though, 3 for 4 too, as he found his timing. He has to do that for a week or two before I even consider that a possibility. But it's nice we got some offense from him. Lamont Wade Jr. have a good game. Q Lombardi, boy, I had so many Q Lombardis on my phone. What the hell's going on out here? Also, this is our first Sunday win since May 18th, beating the Dodgers at Chavez Latrine Grillmaster. Boy, that's pretty crazy. Mo says Gavin was doing a podcast from his car. I think his mom was driving. Dude, someone screenshotted you or screenshotted your comment, and you asked him. Mo was on there doing the Lord's work. He was on his supposed live, and he was coming from a car, and they screenshotted Mo saying it's on a 1996 Civic, and then he says, "Is your mom driving?" Dude, you get a share of the Stamos just for that, Mo. Demetrio says 49 and 50. We're going to the ship, or going to the ship, I guess. Robert says also they all showed up this Sunday. That was nice, though. It's really nice for them to get a dub on a Sunday. Also, I hate the Harper guy. See, Matt says Boston beat the Cubs. At least Tampa Bay lost. Yeah, we're chasing Boston now. And Seattle a little bit. Mateo says 714 tickets. That's the place to go if you want that 10% off via HITI Halos in the Infield. By the way, do you guys want the Diamond Club tickets? I got a pair of Diamond Club tickets to give away for free. If you can name me a player, I'm going to give you a number. And if you name him, the first one in the goddamn comments gets, what is it called? Gets the, and I'm going to give you an obscure freaking player too. So let me see. Where is it? Where is it here? Where is it here? Where is it here? I'm going to find it right now. Where is it? Yeah. If I give you this number right here, I want to see if you can get who this player is. If you get this dude, I will give you the Diamond Club tickets. Because, my God, this is an obscure player. An obscure player. Let me just find his number on here so I know where it's at. Come on. Where is it? Shit. Hold on, this is not good. Yeah, I'm damn it, where is this? Why isn't it not popping up? See, if I can't find it, that's not fair. Hold on. Okay, if you could just name this pitcher. I'll just put it to you this way, because this one's going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult. It's going to be from the 90s. Diamond Club tickets right away. And the first one right here, I'll get back to the comments where we left off. But if you can get this, and all you have to do basically is go to Halos in the Infield podcast at yahoo.com if you are the winner, and I will send you the tickets. And I will even give you a choice of what game you want, but you got to let me know, because I'll have six or seven choices for you to pick for the rest of the season to pick the game you want to go to. So I'll give you this. He was a relief pitcher, was not a popular relief pitcher. And he pitched for the Montreal Expos, and he pitched for the Angels 1 year. And only reason why I bring him up, because I actually faced him in the minors, and he's got a quirky sidearm pitch. He's a white guy. He had blonde hair. If you can give me that one, you got it. You got the tickets. Diamond Club tickets. I'm not looking for the number. I'm looking for his name. If you can give me the name, I will give you the ticket straight up. He pitched only one season for the Angels. If it takes you longer, then I'll give you the actual year, but for the most part, he was on a what is it called? A rehab assignment. He was on a rehab assignment when I faced him in the minors. But he was a major league pitcher, and he had a hell of a freaking fastball. No, it's not Beck. When he pitched for the Angels, he pitched for the Yankees. He pitched for the majority of his time with the Montreal Expos. But he did pitch one season on the Angels. If you can guess this, then I will give you the tickets. Courtesy of 714. I'm not going to read your answers if they're not right. My God, Grill Master. I should disqualify you for that. I'm not going to read. If they're not right, I'm not going to read them. Why would I read them? This guy. It's not Wallach. He was a reliever. No, if it was right, I would have gave it to you. I'm still waiting for someone to get in the ballpark. Okay, I'll give you this then. It's 1998. 1998 pitched for the Angels in those quirky jerseys in a construction-riddled stadium. Not Fetters. Come on, I want to give these tickets away. But this was a difficult one. I'm not giving you much to go on. So there it is. There it is right there. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Number 7448. Bingo. Jeff Juden. I told you he was obscure as hell. So again, if you want the tickets, my man or woman, number 7448, you got it right. It was Jeff Juden for the Angels that year in 1998. I faced that guy. He had a wicked fastball. Okay, so if you want the tickets, again, go to Halos in the Infield podcast at yahoo.com all together, and email me your information, or just email me and I will email you back with a list of dates that you can pick from, because there's several teams you could see. You could see Seattle, as early as Seattle. We got some for the Texas, Chicago, I believe Kansas City too. So there you go. I might have some more Diamond Club. I know that I'll have some better trivia, but I just picked this one out of my head since we were talking about pitchers I faced or when I played ball. So like I just wanted to, I brought up Juden because I remember. Oh yeah, I remember facing that Angels player. I remember watching him with the Angels, and I wound up facing him in the minors. So it wasn't the greatest question. So I'm sorry, but still. Let's get back to it now. Let's see. Also, let's get back to the comments. Get back over here. Excuse me. But those are courtesy of 714. Jared Grant says 6.74 ERA. Yeah, he wasn't the greatest pitcher. I'm not saying he was a great pitcher, Jared, but he definitely had some movement on his pitches. Mateo says, it boggles my mind on how Soriano was great on the road and bad at home. It makes no sense. That to me is a little bit of a mental thing. Mo says Ward increased his trade value. Unfortunately, he also decreased the odds of the Angels trading him. Yeah, that's a tough one right there, because I could see both of them. Rally Chris says series win in Philly to start the second half. We're going to the playoffs. You can take that to the bank and deposit it. Calm down. Is Chasen in here? I'm not sure if he is or not. Who you're looking for? Baldwin says Roger Lodge says you've seen it, you can hit it. Exactly. I heard that a lot though from my friend David. Rally Chris says we normally come out of the All-Star break shit in the bed. Nope, we took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. Big Red says we won. Also, Mike Trout's favorite city to travel to is Pound Town or Fingerville. He's having too much sex. Papa Fox. Mateo says stay aggressive, stay aggressive. Rod Fox checking in with Soriano. Didn't toy around with these hitters, just go. I like it. He just said, screw it. Here it is. Try to hit it. Kikuchi went into too many deep counts as he's done along with Anderson all year. I would like to see Soriano throw a little bit split fingers a little bit more, Grillmaster. Gerard says, Wardy peaking at the perfect time. Trade the Space Cadet for whatever you go get. Yeah, you might actually be able to turn a profit if you trade him now. Baldwin says, Dark Suarez. Rod Fox says, one thing I hate about the deadline is teams like the Angels that wait to improve teams. If you're close and need it, go get it. Get the true evaluation of your team. If it fails on the 28th of July, just sell. I have to agree right there. Just don't go all the way in. EQ, that's what she said. EQ says, let's fucking go. Balls, and Taylor Ward on the road. Yeah, Taylor Ward's hitting much better on the road.
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Ward on the road. Rod Fox says, Ward about to get number 6 deal if Artie stays around. Please no. Please, God, no. Astros look like they might get swept by the Mariners that they're losing right now. Houston loses, and Seattle will be 7 games back of the division, which they still are alive against them. They still play quite a few games left with Houston. Taylor Ward going to hit less than 200 the 13 game streaks. We're vibing today, Tyler says, on the homestand, he should say. Also, Baldwin says, Todd, would you rather shove it down his throat? Neither mine or his. Strange says, could it be a good trade of Ward for San Diego's Lazarga? And as always, D's nuts. It could be a good trade because then you get a proven starting pitcher. But as far as D's nuts, there it is.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Also, Grill says, I thought you'd say you never wear a squid jersey regardless, Todd. Did you change? Did you have a change of heart all of a sudden? Yes, I have. I care about the name on the front, not the back. So whoever's winning, whoever's playing and helping us win, then that's all that matters. The Archangel says Adele has been rubbing baby oil on his shaved bat. Rally Chris says we do have a huge Texas two-step at the end of August, the Rangers and Astros. For 4 games, say if we take 3 out of 4, it is possible. I'm not looking that far ahead, but I see what you're getting at. Grillmaster says, did you all notice that when watching the game, Ohapi looks like his batting stance was modified a little bit? It looked different when I watched the game today. That could be because I did see him crouching down a little more instead of standing straight up like he had been. So that could be a little bit, unless you notice something else, Grill. That's what I noticed. Rod says, why pitch Burke up by 6? He has given up 1 run in the last 19 innings. I don't know. We could have used him the night before, right? There were no fly balls hit by the Phillies for outs today, either all on the ground or strikes, 1 line drive. Dead says, not sure what's more troubling, Shauna Wells' wrist or his mustache. If he's out and about, it's his mustache. My girlfriend and I are like Nike and McDonald's. I'm doing it, and she's loving it. Wow. Wow, Grill. Or wow, Mateo. That was a Grill joke. Baldwin says, our starters have been strong. Order hasn't changed all year till the bullpen game. We can go on a roll if our offense could stop being bipolar. I agree. They need to keep it going, man. Hey, did you know that I'm from Philly? Hey, I'm a Phillies fan, too, and an Eagles fan. Hey! Mo says, I hate that Renifo has to commit an error before he gets his shit together on D. That's true. He's a tough one to watch, man. I still think there's so much potential, but I think we need to move on as well. Tony C says, Chris Taylor back tomorrow with Shaunawill. He's day-to-day. Chris Taylor makes the most sense for first base. Angels are a Jekyll and Hyde team. A guy smash the like button, share with everyone. Thank you, sir, Tony. And with that, I agree. I think that makes the most sense out of everything because, again, he can play all over the place, and that's why I like him in that position coming up. Now, I was talking with Tony C, speaking of which, and he's going to be doing a walk on November 1st, and it's a charity walk. And again, I used to be one, and I'm gonna bring this up. Till my mom passed away of cancer, I would always be like, man, I don't know what that what that does when you do those walks or you do those those runs like for cancer and for charity and stuff like that. I don't know if that does anything. But it all changed my mind when my mom went through it, and I see other people go through it, and I hear the stories, and I hear them bringing up the people that they lost or that they're fighting for, and it gives you purpose, it gives you hope, and it helps you to what was it called, vibe with other people, to use our boys' word there, and also to be able to get through it all together. And the reason why I bring that up is because Tony C lost someone that has ALS. And as if you know ALS, that is a devastating thing to happen to one's body, and what that does to a person. There is research just like cancer that goes on, that have walks that are going on. And I just want to bring this up because he threw it out there, and it sucks that you lose a friend, you lose a family member, just like cancer, this can affect anybody anytime. And we hope for the day that this can be eliminated as well with cancer, or stopped or slowed down, what have you. And real quick, I just want to mention this ALS, the walk is going to be on November 1st, Saturday. I'm going to be there. I'm going to join my boy Tony out there to go out there and to honor the life of Bill Tripp, a good friend of his. So I just want to throw out there and give a shout out to Tony C, who's been a loyal fan of the show. And, because that's what we do, man. We're a community and we support each other. And again, like when my mom went through it, I wasn't on here yet, but talking about it, you guys have been very supportive, and I love that. So, and I really appreciate that, because there's a certain time of year where I reminisce about her being gone, where it's very, very difficult. And it's right during spring training. And I miss her like it was yesterday. And to get the love and support from you guys is amazing. So wherever I can give back, that's where I know now my place is, because a lot of people have been giving their time, or been building me up, and when times are down. So I want to return the favor, man. Give me that energy. Best believe I'll give it right back to you. Moving on, Rally Chris says that Astros came back to tie right there. Mateo's talking about the runners in scoring position. Dan Rio says Buttercup out of a sweep. Also, Astros are Mariners. I root for the Meteor to hit. Also, Silent E says, as much as I want to see this team in the playoffs, this is a good year, ERA or era, or get back to a good era of success is better than just 1 year of the playoffs and then falling off. We didn't build a winner in just 1 year, just like when we had that run from 2002 to 2009. Yes, absolutely. That is definitely what you want to do. You want to definitely build for the future and build for a long-term solution. So Silent E, that is, again, it's hard for a team to look at it, or a fan base to be like, okay, we've had 10 years of losing. I can't take another year. I do want to sell my soul to get to the playoffs, but do you really? Because then you might be in for another 10 years. So it does suck that we have to build, but if you tell me right now, we have to wait 3 or 4 more years to have wait 2 more years to have a 7-year run. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. If we go 500 this year, miss the playoffs next year, but the following year we clinch a division, or we're dominant in the postseason, we get close, and then maybe the next year we're right there again, and then the next year we make the World Series. Hell fucking yeah. It's just going to take some real what do you call it? Real tough patience on all our parts. LV says, run me up some honks, baby. And so I think you get 8 honks. So let's get that Halo honk going there for you, because the Angels scored those 8 runs. Where is the Halo honk right there? There it is. There's your 8 Halo honks, and now here's your 8 Dales, courtesy of Grillmaster. Depending on who you talk to, we're either the coolest podcast or the most annoying podcast. It's one of the two. It's not both. LB also says, out of here. Grillmaster says, yesterday's umpire was good. Chris Conray. He only missed 3 calls all game. Not today's as much. I say we're going 4-2 on the road trip heading home Thursday. You can take that to the bank and deposit it. Also, Mateo says, I saw on X the Mets are looking for a fight. Okay, I don't know why. We didn't do nothing to them. LV says, let's take the series against the Mets. Hell yeah. Let's see. Also, Rod says, if we sweep the Mets, I'll wax your ball. Bowling ball. Yes, bowling ball. Yes, we'll go with that. Frost says, Zach Neto is him. The guy is now batting 280, and Trout had another productive game. You love to see it. You do love to see it. The only thing we were cheated out of today was a full game from our boy Shonowell. If Shonowell's hitting, again, he's another guy. But, dude, I love the fact that Zach Neto is way ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. He's looking very good. And, again, I think another guy who can get right there with him or maybe even ahead of him is Christian Moore. Richard says, do you think Soriano tries too hard at times at home? I think that there's a little bit to that. I think there's something mental there, Richard, to where he could be a lot better. But it's in his head. I don't know why. It's not like the Angels fans are like Dodger fans. They're right on top of you, or Yankee fans. It's not a historic stadium. You know, it's real laid back crowd. You know, the fans are into it, but we're not kicking and screaming, booing the hell out of him if he doesn't perform. You know, usually the Angel fans will give him a standing ovation if he goes and gives up only 1 run in 5 innings and he's pulled. So I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. But I think that does play a little part of it, though. Grill says, Todd, I think if we have won 55% of our series for the season, didn't you say winning 60 to 70% means that you're pretty much a playoff team due to law of averages? Yes, that is true. If you get to that 60 to 65 range of winning your series total, yes, you should be a playoff team. Boo Bear's mama says, I'm afraid to say anything, but I feel that the guys so far have been playing better than the last couple seasons. Yeah, they have at this point, they have been playing a lot better. The improvements from last year are not stunning, but they are very, very encouraging because, again, this team was not fighting in a lot of these games. This team did not get the pitching that it has this year. We've seen vast improvements all up and down this lineup and bullpen. Also, Rally Chris says, hey, Phillies fan, oh no, what happened? At least your Eagles won a Super Bowl over the Chiefs. You guys can celebrate that. Yeah, I don't see the Phillies going to the World Series, but they might be a problem in the playoffs.
Oh no. What happened? Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
Also, Bryce Harper having a little bit of emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
I don't really think so because Grill, he had 3 homers in this series. So Frost says 6 walks with 6 strikeouts. Q Lombardi. Dude, that is. What the hell's going on out here? Is it me or when did that change? Did that change immediately when Ron Washington left? Was Ron Washington the one that was telling, you know, the other guys, hey, and Johnny Washington to freaking just say, hey, you know what? Swing at everything, because ever since Montgomery's taken over, I haven't liked his bullpen management at all. But I will say the hitters have been a lot more patient at the plate. They've been more relaxed. They've been, picking and choosing when they want to hit, sometimes to a detriment, because we have watched some strikes go down the middle for called third strikes. But for the most part, this team's been very much, improved, working walks, and the strikeouts have been going down. So I am very, very pleased by that. Tyler says, hey, there's a song with for today's game. Roll with me. Roll with Gooby. So cringe. Gavin had his driver's license taken away for talking about Viagra on his podcast. Super sticker from Boo Bear's Mommy. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Astros are up 5-3 right there, so maybe we do gain ground today. Also, Astros winning 5-3 over the Mariners. Also, we got through that. These are the ones guessing right here. These are all the names. So I'll scroll down. You guys had some odd names right there, but in the end, it was number 7478, which is a weird name for the a YouTube handle. But there you go. Mario just says no comment. He just says, I just want you to cue Lombardi. What the hell's going on out here? Exactly. Demetrio says, good question, Todd. Loves these trivia questions. I'll get some more going here pretty soon. Also, the Phillies and David have just signed David Robertson in free agency right now per MLB transaction daily. And that's a dude that our boy, Rob really wanted for the bullpen. And I agree on that one right there. Also, Rally Chris says, yeah, he was a starter right there. Looks like we broke the Phillies, so they signed a pitcher. Also, Jared said, low key, I want a cheesesteak. Don't buy one in California. There's no good, cheesesteaks in California. Rod Fox says, DFA Todd, he made 6 starts for the Halos and 8 appearances. He did make starts, but he was out of the bullpen, Rod. I remember. He was mostly known as a reliever. He sucked. I remember, too, seeing him at the Big A, because this is before I saw him in the minors, but in 98, we were facing I want to say it was Colorado, and they had their big mashers. They had Vinny Castilla, Larry Walker, Dante Bichette, and Ellis Burks. The home runs are flying out of that stadium, dude. I mean, his fastball had nothing that day. Steve Lee's plays for your ball. Yeah, should. Taylor Ward must have taken a live batting practice from Jack Kowanowitz. Corey says, who do you think the Angels target at the deadline if we do become buyers? If we do become buyers, it's hard to say because, again, we have no capital, man. This is 1 year where I can't look at a certain player. And again, if it's an expiring contract, if it's an older pitcher, with not too much left, I think we're going after players like that, but I just don't see us going after a big name player. There's just no there's no reason to. Todd, you got me all fired up. Yummy tasting nuts. Also, Josh says, does Taylor Ward's wife not follow him on the road? Maybe your dad has a point. I know she does live down in the Dana Point area. So, and you know what the funny thing about Taylor Ward's wife is the manager over there. One of the managers that works over at Noble Ale. She said that she went to college and played college softball with Taylor Ward's wife, and Taylor Ward's wife's first name is Taylor. So Taylor and Taylor. That's an interesting wedding. Guillermo says we should sell Taylor Ward, Tyler Anderson, Kenley Jansen. You got to throw in also Renifo. You should throw in, a couple other players too, if you can. Ruben says, I think I saw Taylor Ward's wife at a Coldplay concert. Rumors Angels could trade Dana. Dana would be on the block, but I don't want to give up on guys who haven't had a chance to prove themselves yet, The gear. Okay, you found it right there. Demetrio found it right there. Let's see. Let's go down here. And is anyone else? Oh, Rod says Robertson getting $5 million for the rest of the year, evaluating him at a $16 million for the entire year. Man, I wanted that guy. I know you've been talking about trying to get him all the year. Ward is our MVP, more RBIs than Ohtani. No, Ohtani has more RBIs this year, I think, right? Yeah, he should have more RBIs, but probably since he was an Angel. Nice day for Wade Jr. I hope Nolan is okay. I do too. I'm pretty sure he is because I don't even think that was a fracture, so that's a good thing. Phillies fans were very fair weather yesterday. They booed the shit out of their team, despite them being all happy with a Schwarber grand slam. It is a crazy fan base. I'd hate to play there, but it is what it is, man. I mean, they booed Santa one time. Mike Trout says, stop the Ward slander all of a sudden. Tony C says, I don't think Ward and Trout looks at too many strikes threes anymore. I think if the Angels can win the next 4 series, we'll be in good shape. I think we're close in the wild card. We already are, and we're looking really good, but they got to get over 500. They can't just keep sitting here doing one win at a time, and that's it. 1 win, 1 loss. Saucy says, nice win for the Halos. I still don't think they contend without depth. Having Wade and Newman in the lineup don't work. I don't think it works either. I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, and I think that's what Lamont Wade did today. Newman did it not too long ago. They're just not consistent. Watch tomorrow Logan O'Hoppe batting. I think you'll see his stance is a bit more modified, particularly how he holds the bat. It looks like it's a little closer to his neck, further up on the shoulder. Okay, I'll look for that. I did see him crouching a little bit more. Sex equals RBIs. Rally Chris says Raiders about to get swept by the Brewers, losing 6-4 in the 8th. That's good. Newman for Naylor. Man, if there was a way we could work Naylor in a trade, oh, hell yeah. Rick Guzman says, good day today. Please keep Ward. So there's a Ward fan there. Also, Eric Ward says, nice win today, but it won't mean shit if we lose tomorrow. This team has got to win 2 out of the next 3 now to get over 500 before the Seattle series. That's 100%, dude. They need something which they haven't had all year, which is freaking momentum. They need to grab momentum by the horns and ride that bitch, because if they don't, they're never going to get there. They're never going to go over 500. And more reporters will ask, how come you can't get over 500? How come you can't get over 500? It's just going to be ridiculous. Should we take a flyer on Kyle Schwarber? No, because Phillies are going to overpay for him, or the other team that's going to pay for him is the Cincinnati Reds, if you believe the fact that he wants to go to the Reds. Rod says, fuck Dana, give me Cabrera, who has 2 years of control and a proven MLB starter. Okay. I'm just saying. Raleigh Chris says, wait, that's a weird married couple. Taylor Ward married to Taylor now. Her name is Taylor Ward. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that a mind fuck, Raleigh Chris? Trash Halo says Carson Fulmer sucks. Bring back Neris. Neris is now back with his former team, so that's impossible. Cabrera for the Marlins. A lot of people looking at that right there. Rick says there's 3. Get rid of Zephyr John. Zephyr John sucks too, man. Santa can't hit the opposite field. Well, that's true, Baldwin. EQ says, hey, Todd, trade Renifo and Ward for Ranger Suarez. You know what? With the exception of today, might just do that. Gavin Carlson says he's taking a break from his show to comment on ours, says, if we buy, I'd be crazy enough to give up Clausen, and he's our best guy down there for the right guy, of course. So maybe 2 guys if you can get something for Clausen. Problem is Clausen's got a 6 ERA, and so even though we know he's got good stuff, good potential, his numbers aren't equating out to that as well. Aaron says, or Ron says, well, Taylor Ward's actual first name is Joseph. Well, maybe they did that on the wedding then, Ron. Maybe it was Joseph and Taylor, but Taylor and Taylor, they could always go T&T, you know. Also, Kurt Suzuki, slander will not be tolerated. Wait, wrong season. Oh, geez, there's this guy. Jared also says, when we won 7 in a row, we blew it against the Marlins. Yeah, you remember that. Also, Grillmaster says, Taylor married Taylor, but doesn't work as a Taylor or at a Taylor. This relationship needs tailoring. You see why I skipped some of your comments, Grillmaster? You see? Rain says, email Artie to sell the team so I can go see my Angels. See, Rain has been staying away over there on TikTok. Does not want to go to the games. And I don't blame him, because again, the owner has done some stuff to fans and has pushed us away because of the way he's ran this thing. Obvious decisions that should have been made haven't been made. Stupid decisions you would make on a video game were made, and that's why the franchise is where it's at. Albert Pujols says, okay, it's time for you to talk Spanish. No pinches mamas way. We actually won a series against Phillies. A la verga. Rain says he killed our draft. Why did we draft that UC Santa Barbara pitcher? Well, I will say this, Rain. We don't know how good he's going to be or not, because I hated that pick because of what was left on the board. There was so much talent left on the board, but you have to think about it this way. He didn't have the numbers. He lost his mom during the season to cancer, and he started out real crappy, but then pitched really good. So his numbers at the end didn't look good, but he was one of the more dominant pitchers. Although he didn't pitch in a conference like the SEC, like I wanted, us to get Anderson, but there is a lot of upside with him. So we'll see, man. I I'm not gonna, jury's out on him. We have to see if he could be that guy, but definitely he's got a lot of pressure on him right now because he has to be that guy. We can't allow him to sit down in the minors for too long. Also, you got over there, Manny says, wish we would have made a push for Kyle Tucker. Dude is a monster. Yeah, and he kills us all the time. Were you worried about Cade's former Tommy John in high school? No, because like I look at it this way. If he got the Tommy John early, it's better to get it before he's here than to get it when he's here. So if a pitcher, like say for instance, a free agent pitcher is good now, but he's already had a Tommy John, I much rather get a pitcher like that other than get a pitcher who hasn't had a Tommy John and he's dominant, but then throws it out with us and we lose a year and a half of him pitching. So that's what usually happens. Rally Chris says, if we could have swept the Mets and to get over 500, the Seattle, if we can sweep the Mets to get over 500 and take 2 out of 3, we'll be 51-51 right there. Also, just always scared about the repeats after seeing Shohei Ohtani's luck with them. Well, he never got the Tommy John. He got those exploratory surgeries, really. He got the not the elbow surgery. He got that one that Bartolo Colon got. And he's had arm issues. He's had the UCLA, what is that called? The unilateral ligament. Ohtani had flare-ups with that. And again, he's a guy who should have had Tommy John, like the real Tommy John. He's had all these exploratory surgeries. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's had a true Tommy John surgery. So and that's why I think that he's going to be a guy, I believe, that's going to be a closer for the Dodgers. I think he's going to be a dominant closer. This whole starting thing is such a farce. They're just trying to justify that he can start, but he can't. He won't go longer than 5 innings. He may, I just don't see it. Just want to see your thoughts. Yeah. I like Kate Anderson. I was really disappointed when we didn't get him. Eric says, I want someone to ask Nutboy to prove his Angel fandom. I doubt that dipshit could name 5 players prior to the 2023 season not named Trout or Ohtani. He's from the Bay Area, fake ass motherfucker. I agree. He is fake, but he doesn't read comments, so we'll never know. Rick also says, I used to pull my hair out when Bedrosian used to come in and pitch. Yeah, Cameron Bedrosian. Yeah, that's another pitcher I don't miss. Answer my question, Todd. Do you want Josh or Bo Naylor? Of course, Bo is it Bo the non-catcher, right? Or no, Bo's the catcher. Isn't Josh Naylor the first baseman? Because Josh would be the guy I would get. Big time. Don't miss that guy at all. Yeah, Cam Drozen. Trevor Bauer, 4.17 ERA right now. Yeah, it is Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor is the guy I want. Nutboy took locked on job because it was available. Simple as that. No way in hell he bleeds red. Absolutely. There you go. Don't need that catcher right there. Grill says, no, we won't be fine with a split versus the Mariners. We are battling with them in the wild card. Yeah, we need to win more, obviously, against our division teams. I think those are more important right now. Tony C says, I would like Stowers and Cabrera from the Marlins. I think you would have to trade Tyler Anderson without doubt. 9-3. 9-3 Astros in the top of the 7th. The Unler collateral ligament. There you go. That's when I was looking for a Grill Master. Man, see, sometimes you nail it, but then you do those dumbass jokes and you like totally rip your credibility apart, but then you come back with something like that. So thank you, Grill Master. I was looking for that. Tony C says, an overview, 2 Shohei Ohtani has undergone 2 Tommy John surgeries. The first was in 2018. Okay, so there you go. Tony C does sum it up. I could have swore though that he did not have, like, he had exploratory surgery, but you're right. You're right. I just looked at that right now. He has had that. It's just funny. It's been so long ago. Also, Guccio says, if we are more than 3 behind at the deadline, we should sell. Yeah, I've always been 5 and over. You got to sell, and if you're 5 and under, you got to buy. But we'll see. Grillmaster says Angels need to win 2 out of 3 in New York, minimum split. No, I really think that you got to win more. They got to win 3 out of 4. Looks like bruised wrist for Nolan. Okay, so that's day to day. I'm good with that. Baldwin says Ohtani was split roasted between 2 Tommies. Okay, or spit roasted. Jared says F them them M's. I hate that anyone likes them. Yeah, don't go up to Seattle, man. They love the Mariners up there, dude. I go up there to see the Seahawks because I'm a Seahawks fan and hate the Mariners. But they have a nice stadium, but man, they love their Mariners, dude. They really do. We need the Rangers to lose tonight. And real quick, before I get to Saucy's comment, the current standings right now, because I can give you that right now, the scoreboard too. Let's do the scores real quick. Yeah, right now the Astros turned that game around. They were losing 2-0 in the 6th. It's now 9-3. Bottom of the 8th right now, Brooklyn is losing to the Brewers. Rangers will play the Tigers on ESPN tonight. God, I can't wait for ESPN to finish that contract. I fucking hate ESPN. Blue Jays over the Giants 8-6. Orioles over the Rays. Yeah, the White Sox beating the Pirates. Man, the Pirates fell off, dude. Pirates only have 39 wins. Yankees over the Braves 4-2. Yeah, the Padres over the Nationals 8-1. Mets over the Reds 3-2. Royals over the Marlins 7-4. Shit fucks 8. Athletics 2. Yeah, the Red Sox 6. Cubs 1. Twins 7. Rockies 1. Diamondbacks 5. Cardinals 3. Standings right now, and the only ones that we care about are the wild card, which involves your Angels. Angels are 49-50, 1 game ahead of the shit fucks and 1 game ahead of the Twins, 1 game ahead of the Royals. Baltimore has played themselves out. You have the Texas Rangers who are just ahead of the Angels at 3 games. Tampa Bay Rays now are the team we're chasing, a game and a half out as well. And also the Red Sox are holding on to that last place spot right there. They could jump the Mariners for the second place wild card, as the Mariners are on their way to a loss. So there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and I believe the season starts tonight.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
So there is a chance. Some of you guys want us to be buyers. Some of you guys want us to be sellers, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong reason unless we make a bad decision come player-wise in deadline, because last thing I want to do is trade away some young kids that are going to flourish on another organization and be controllable for a long time while we get an aging veteran that does shit for us. We already saw that song and dance happen with Randall Grichuk, with all the guys that we had inherited that one season. I just don't want to see that again. If we're gonna make trades, it got to be knock them out of the park good. Also, Saucy says, when do the Angels get Christian Moore and Chris Taylor back? That could be a game changer. Chris Taylor is going to be back for the Mets series, Saucy. As far as Christian Moore, I'm looking towards Seattle. I think we get him for the homestand. Rally Chris says, I think Grillmaster is only happy if we keep going back from 4th and 500. That's it, since he doesn't care about winning 3 out of 4 or a sweep. Grillmaster says, what happened to that Ryan Leaf guy? I don't know. He doesn't really pop on here too much. Cal hates his nickname. That's true. Seattle is coffee country, and I hate it. It's more than coffee country, that's for damn sure. A little worried about the Mariners series because we would have to see George Kirby again. That guy just shoves it and shoves it some more. Mario says 2051, the next time the Angels win a World Series, Q Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
I hope not. Ohtani's second was the brace they are now doing. Oh, there you go. So he's had 2 Tommy Johns and the 2 exploratories. So again, this is a guy who, again, our ex is no longer going to be a starter. I guarantee you that dude is going to be a closer for the Dodgers. I'm just saying. I think he's going to be a guy who's just going to, be a force out of that bullpen, and he will be good, because to see Ohtani for an inning or 2 is much better than actually getting, because we've seen it more times than not. He's, when he pitched with the Angels, I can only say against Oakland 2 or 3 times he was flat out dominant, but who else doesn't dominate Oakland? But the thing I always noticed when Ohtani pitched for us, and the rare 2 or 3 times he pitched in New York, he got blasted. And when he pitched in Baltimore, blasted. And you saw him sweat profusely, like the dude from Key and Peele, that skit where he's sweating. He would sweat like that because he can't stand humidity. He just can't do it. He's even been on record through Ipe, the former gambler, well, the duo gamblers, of coming out there saying, hey, you know what, man, I don't like humid weather. I never, that's why I didn't want to pitch on the East Coast. It's one of the reasons. He wanted to pitch on the West Coast for his family and whatnot. But he struggled whenever we had him on the road, and he would skip starts here at home when it was a Sunday day game. He would push guys back, which I think messed up Sandoval's development, messed up Detmer's development. He had these guys on 6-man rotations. They'd never pitched 6-man rotations. We were the only team in the league doing it. He's a diva, flat out diva. And, it's his way or the highway. And when you're that good, at least hitting wise, you've proven yourself. Of course, teams are going to move mountains for you. And the Angels did. And they didn't give a shit about what it did to the rest of the team. So Ohtani was held to a different standard, and he got to do whatever the hell he wanted to. And I'm just saying, man, I don't think that's going to work with the Dodgers. And when they tried it, and the more and more they start him, I think the more and more they're going to realize, yeah, this guy is not a starter, and we overpaid for him. But it is what it is. We don't have to worry about it for the next 8 years. And he's already got us one World Series, so they're gonna just wax poetic about it and just be gloss over everything. And worry about the him breaking down sooner than later. Like they'll worry about it later. They won't worry about the money. They won't worry about all the other stuff. And they'll say, well, he still hits 50 home runs. And if we have to bring him out of the bullpen in the 8th and 9th inning to close games out, yeah, he'll be that guy. But to say that he's a starter and a legit starter, no. He pulled the wool over our eyes, and he pulled the wool over the Dodgers, obviously. Rally Chris says, like when we got Moustakas, Lucas Giolito a couple years ago when we overspent. Tony C says, great show as always. Keep growing it. It will happen. Go Halos. CMO, they said, won't be back until August, according to Wayne Randazzo. I hadn't heard about that. Well, that's a little concerning. I kind of wanted him back earlier than that. So I guess if that's August, that might be Chicago. Last time I remember the Angels pitcher sweating was in the game in New York. Dylan Bundy puked. Lord Bundy. Mario says, I feel like talking about Ohtani is like talking about Nolan Ryan years ago. Let it go, people. He's not an Angel no more. There you go. And that's why we don't talk about him too much on here. I'm glad he's gone, and no more divas. Gerardo says, get Skeens. Man, if only that was a possibility. I don't see that even in an alternative universe happening. Man, oh man. All right, so I think that'll do it for us today. I appreciate everybody getting on and playing on with the trivia. We're going to have more to give away. Again, if you want to be part of that bowling tournament on September 7th on a Sunday right there, it would be great if you did. The link will be on social media and everything. I'll have that out there for tomorrow. Angels win. Angels win. I'll play you out with some Stukas. Let's see what happens on Monday as we take on the Mets. Last thing I got for you is the matchup. Let me pull that up right now. Angels and Mets here. Get you the starting pitchers for that game if you don't already know. Just clicking away right here, trying to pull it up. And that one will be Tyler Anderson versus Kodaya Senga. And Senga is right now 7-3 with a 1.39 ERA, 77 innings pitched, guys, 74 strikeouts. He's only allowed 55 hits, but he's walked a shit ton, 33 walks in just the 77 innings. He's allowed only 4 home runs. So I guess how we're going to have to get to him is walking and being patient. As far as Tyler Anderson, he's walking in with a 2.2-6 record, a 4.34 ERA, 100 innings pitched, 104 hits allowed, 82 strikeouts, 39 walks. He's allowed 17 goddamn strikeouts. We're going to be facing Pete Alonso, Juan Soto, a good freaking lineup. So let's see what happens, because this is definitely, we're not walking into this one the favorite. We're definitely walking into this one as the underdog. But hey, we were underdogs walking into Philly, and look what happened. So I got faith, baby. Let's see what happens. Angels win. I'm going to play out with some Stukas. Have a good rest of your Sunday afternoon. Enjoy it with some family and friends. Let's get them on Monday. Wait, what's the breaking news? I was just ready to jump off. What's the breaking news, Rally Chris? What do you got? Punch it in, man. Punch it into the comments. Let's see what you got right here. He says, Todd, break news. Because if it's something special, then yes. If not, I just cut out of Stukas in the perfect way to end the show. That's the breaking news. So President Trump calls for Cleveland shitfucks to change their name back to Indians. Let's see if it happens. I mean, he's pushed on everybody else's. Tyler says it's his birthday. No, that was a little bit more. We'll see. I mean, that would be great, but I just don't think people will take the Indians' name back. I don't think they'll take Chief Wahoo back. I think they're going to say that's too racist. The Redskins one that Grillmaster's talking about is going to come back for a few games this year, and that's because it was made by an Indian. So, again, we got into that yesterday, but thanks for breaking up the good way to end the show. Anyway, have a good rest of your Sunday. Now the show's over.